I'm all set. Once again, a very good morning to you all. Okay, so probably we'll start. Yesterday, we will brush up what we discussed last session, and then for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then we will start with the today's topics. Okay. Uh, yeah, last session basically we started with handling drop downs using a select option. So I can so what we did was like we went ahead and then use the Selenium Easy Site, the drop down menu option, and we did a small POC on that. So I'll just showcase you that so that you understand, and then I can run the test. So all these tests would be uploaded in the GitHub so that you can go and download it in case you're finding any difficulty. You should be able to do that. So when you have a drop down like this, like there are different ways of identifying it. If you're selecting the options, you can actually select it by value, by index, and also by visible text. So we did all the three basically. You can see here we had created two tests. One is basically the test where actually you go and select by value. We did also select by index. Uh, we also did select by visible text here. So we also saw like enabled equal to false in the test. What happens with that? You will be running only one test, despite there will be multiple tests on it. So that's a SNG feature which we also discussed. And then we asserted saying that that particular text was right. Like it was correctly selected. And also we went ahead and saw the other box, the multiple list demo box, where we went and selected, I think, Florida and New Jersey, and then said get all selected, and we got the answers. So we did that as well. We did it through index in this case. So again, it depends on like you can go by visible text and give the visible text. We did try it out multiple times in multiple ways in the last session. We also saw like what does the size means, what does the get selected options does give you. So if you see here, we used a method called get all selected options. So it's going to give you all selected text, and then we started comparing whether it contained the Florida and New Jersey. So so like just iterating to the list which we got. So we'll run it for you guys so that you guys see it. Yeah. It was faster, but it selected Sunday and then it went ahead and selected Florida and New York in the second drop in the list box. So that was from the top down stuff, and then we went ahead and tried the list group as well. This was more interesting, the list group. This is an auto-populated list box, like that's what in the right-hand side corner. So again, we actually went ahead and auto-populated it and verified the auto-population as well. So all these things, yeah, would be available for you guys in the Selenium GitHub, so that you can go and get it from there. We also saw like how to handle alert in terms of alert handling. So we went ahead and then we saw few alerts as well. We went with JavaScript alert first, like where we went and clicked on it. So we got an alert box. And then we also had a confirmation box as well, where we can go and say okay and cancel. So we did that as well. So like if you see here, yeah. we went ahead and we said, like go to the confirmation, click me here, and then accept and reject. So what happens if it's accept and reject? That's what we saw. How do we basically switch to an alert is something which we also saw, like driver dot switch to alert. We can switch to alert once you get the alert object, and then you can say accept or dismiss. And with respect to that, we verified the subsequent action which was given by the application. Okay. This is a older JavaScript version alert which we handled. It's too fast, isn't it? But you can just actually see, like alert message was press a button, you pressed cancel, so that is a message we got a verification out of it. Yeah. Probably what I will do is I can actually ensure I can wait for some time. We'll do that today. Even today's session, we'll try to do that. Like there's a difference between a thread.sleep and why should we not go with thread.sleep and all those things. We also saw last time was a bootstrap alert. Okay, when I say bootstrap alert, it's a different kind of an alert. Like it's not like a normal JavaScript alert. It won't come under the alert object as well. Like we also we saw this the dynamic population of it. How do we handle that? This will be part of your DOM. The alert which you're getting through JavaScript, it don't be a part of a DOM. It's a separate component. But whereas when you have Bootstrap, or Angular, or in terms of latest technology which are coming up, so all these things will come up with along with the DOM. It comes like a pop-up or you can say as a model box. So there are different ways of bringing up those kind of alerts. We also saw like how do we handle it, how do we press the cross button, and also we also saw like auto closable stuff. So like after 5 seconds it goes and closes it. So these are some ways where actually we also saw like how do we handle those things as well. Yeah, bootstrap alert. Okay, so we clicked on it and then verify it's getting displayed. So it won't be like a normal alert. So we're not doing with the alert. Okay, we saw that done as well. Any question guys as of now in terms of, or do you want me to go through anything which any of this topic is, that we can do that in next 7 minutes and then we can start off with our today's session. All to you guys.
I think we should start with further topics.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just getting some chats here. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, I think I'll go with this. Like probably you guys are familiar with this, and we can start with our today's session. So, yeah,
Suren, one question. That multi-list box, can it be handled using that actions class?
Yes, I mean like you can handle it with action class, but like I think select option is the right way to go about it. Why do you want to go with action class? Until unless it's not possible. See, have a sequence. Okay, like once it's not able to click through your normal click operation, or once it's not able to perform it through normal WebDriver functions, then go with action class or JavaScript. executor. Until then, I don't find there is a point in going with that.
Okay, Surya.
And whenever you're working with action class, ensure that you build it and then perform it. If you're not building it, it won't perform. At times it performs, but most of the times it won't perform. Okay.
Okay, Surya.
For people who do not know action class, do not worry. We will be covering it in the advanced Selenium. So where we will be using JavaScript executor and action class, double click operation, drag and drop, etc. So don't worry about that. Right now, I want you guys to concentrate on what you are doing. Understand the basics first. You should be able to write a script. So that's the intention of this particular session. So wherever if you're getting stuck here, I'm ready to help you guys. So if you're not able to do anything specific, definitely understand locators first more easily and do it stuff. Okay, but that should not stop you to ask questions. I think you have my email address, so that if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. I think we have some good things to cover today. Okay, so we will start with something, like there was one request actually which came through my email, that like one of our associates, they asked me, Suren, I'm not able to actually get my website, which was actually giving me errors like the SSL error, the certification error. How do you handle that? So I, like even though I had kept it, kept it in the advanced stuff, but I thought I could share this with you guys. Okay, whenever you are finding some SSL certificate issues, okay, you can very well try this capability. Okay, this capability remains true for Chrome as well as for Firefox. When I say Firefox, right now it's Gecko driver. So you can go with a Firefox profiling as well. So capability type dot accept SSL certificate, and to be true, it's going to work for you. Okay, so this is how you handle your certificate. There is an untrusted certificate as well. There are two different ways. There are like accept certificate, validated certificate, and there is an untrusted certificate, which means that you're not sure who is the issuer of the certificate. Just a second, guys. I'm getting some chats here. Hey Anil, we are all able to hear. I think nobody has complained about the audio. Can you check your? He's also not able to hear. Just give me a second, guys. Okay. Yeah. So the untrusted certificates which you're talking about is basically when the issuer is basically unknown, it becomes untrusted. Okay, and your internet options also brings into picture. Like whether it's a particular website is in the trusted or non-trusted. Your firewalls comes into picture. Okay, majorly like Google.com, or even for that matter any public websites, has to have an certified certificate. Okay, valid certificate, and that can be handled through your accept SSL certificate. The untrusted certificate comes into picture when you are going for a new application or something which you have been developed new. I faced this issue when we started moving from HTTP to HTTPS. The certificate was issued. That time the certificate was not, it was coming under untrusted stuff. Ideally, as an automation tester or a manual tester, you should be highlighting that. The untrusted certificate can be verified when you see that if it's a red, or if it's a red in the right hand side column of your browser, then that becomes under uncertified, untrusted certificate. So ensure that like you guys are handling that. If you want to go even with untrusted, I think you can use Firefox profile, and you can say set assume untrusted certificate to be false. Okay. So that will handle the untrusted connections through Selenium WebDriver. There are different ways of handling it. Okay. Any questions on this, guys? If you have faced any issues on this, you can ask this questions now. Could I take this? No, you're all fine with whatever I said. So then we can move on. Okay, I'll take that as an S. We can move on. Okay, let's make it more interactive this time. So let's say, let's go with something. Yeah. Um, let's say that you guys are, let's say you guys have actually end up with something like this, where actually you're downloading a particular, uh, you know, particular document. It could be a document, it could be something else, and there's a progress bar which is actually showcased as of now. Okay, right now these come into handy into picture, especially when you are doing with any Angular or a Bootstrap application, because it actually tells you whether that what is the percentage of download or upload percentage or whatsoever. Okay, how do you handle it? Okay, when I say how do you handle it, is basically you can click on it and you can verify the particular download option is done or not. How do you validate it? Anybody want to give it a shot? Okay, let's make it more interactive, guys. I think let me open the Slack window as well. Guys, ask questions, try to solve answers, then only you will be able to handle this. So I'll just explain you the flow once. Let me know how you go about it. So when I click on download, I start getting the progress bar. Okay, I'm not sure like when the progress, when my progress bar will complete. So how do I get this percentage? You can use Slack or you can use chat, or you can unmute yourself and then answer this question. Anybody? Could we try this? Could we try to resolve this issue? Please say an S, guys.
Yes, Suren. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm expecting answer from you guys in the morning, but I just want you to be more awake, to get into these things, Okay. Okay, fine. See, it's pretty simpler. First and foremost, you're clicking on this. Obviously, it's not going to be a difficult task for us. So we're going to click on this. We're going to find the element of it and then click on it. Okay. But the biggest problem comes into picture is basically when my percentage is completed, when it is 100%. I'm not so sure about it. This percentage is the display text is the only way, right? But the text basically keeps on changing. Okay, this could be your attribute, this could be your text, this could be your class, it could be anything, right? First we have to find out what exactly it is, and then we have to use WebDriver wait. Now wait till it's 100%. Okay, and then go and verify that particular file is downloaded or not. In this case, there is no, it's not going to download anything. It's just going to showcase the progress bar. Okay, so here we will use WebDriver wait. Okay, and why we are going with WebDriver wait and what are the other ways of doing it? I've seen a practice of people using thread.sleep. Okay, okay, you know what, my download size might be, say for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, it could download. So I'll just put a value of 10 seconds. Okay, you have to see two ways of it. One, if the file content is less, it won't be 10 seconds. Okay, the file content is more, still after 10 seconds you're going to try it again, it's going to fail. Okay, if it is less, you're going to waste your time. If it is more, you are going to basically fail your script. Okay, so the best way is basically find out through the DOM itself, when the DOM is ready to go and validate it. Okay, it could be various ways, guys. Okay, you can wait for the file to be present. Okay, and the major problem with thread.sleep is when you're executing something, the thread.sleep basically comes out of it. When I say comes out of it, is basically there is a thread, right? Everything runs in a thread. Okay? Even when you're running your what do you say? When you're running a script, it's also a single thread which is actually running. When you're asking the correct the runnable thread, running thread right now, which is running through your test, asking it to sleep for some time, which means you are actually asking it to hold on. Okay, and by going outside, that is outside your context right now is through Selenium. Okay, but you're going outside the context, getting the control of the thread and saying, hey thread, hold on. What does it mean is you're actually going on away from your authority and going and doing something apart from your authority. What happens and what is the drastic issues you will be facing through that is, when you're doing that, the biggest problem would be the content, the corresponding context or content which is right now you're working through Selenium is moving away. Okay, it's like you have two lines, guys. Like you have a parent line and you have a subordinate line. The subordinate line is your Selenium script which you're running through testng. What you're saying by thread.sleep is you're going back to the parent line, that is the above line, and saying, hey, I'm right now pausing it. Okay, so when you come back, you're not sure where the state of that particular web application is. Okay, that's the problem with thread.sleep. There is an ambiguity and your authority, like your control over the context. These two gets hampered. Okay, and that is the reason why Selenium have come up with their own web drivers. Okay, we will see WebDriver waits. Okay, this is the best way to go ahead. Okay, this is the best way to go ahead in terms of finding out element. Like WebDriver wait, you give the driver instance and give the wait time in long. Okay, like say 1000. When I say it becomes long, it becomes milliseconds, guys. Okay, when you say integer, mostly it comes into seconds. Okay, so when you say wait time is long, so it is say 1000 seconds, 1000 milliseconds. It is nothing but 1 second. Okay, or couple of seconds. Okay, so wait until. Okay, there is something called wait until expected conditions dot presence of expected conditions, and you have a lot of stuff to do. Presence of element loaded. Okay, we will see to that. What is it right now on your screen? Let's say I've taken the same example. I've ended up to that progress demo. Okay, and I'm clicking on this ID by ID circle button. Okay, and here I'm going to say web element. I'm creating a web element. Okay, it's a web elements interface, so I'm assigning the web element download percentage, which is nothing but your percentage, this display percentage. Okay, driver dot find element by XPath class percentage. Just check it out. You can see here class percentage. Okay, right now the percentage value comes in your text format, not in any type of attributes. Okay, so I'm going to get the web element. So I got the web element. Now I'm creating a new WebDriver wait. I'm giving a 2 seconds maximum timeout, basically if it's not getting displayed or visible, and then say wait until expected conditions text to be present in the element. So the element should be present when I say text to be present in the element, and give the element which we found out and say 100%. So until you reach the text value of 100% wait, the maximum wait should be say 2000. I think it's long, right? So 2000 milliseconds will be 2 seconds. Okay, so this is exactly how you write your WebDriver wait. And in the expected conditions, you have a lot of other options as well. You see, if there's any alert coming up, you can do that. You can say attribute contains. Okay, so you can find out the web element and you can say this attribute and this is the value which I'm expecting. Okay, and then you can go attribute to be. What is it expected? The attribute to change from this to that. So X to Y. You can do that. Okay, and attribute to be not empty. Okay, these and the element selection state to be where you want the particular elements state to be. Is it visible, displayed, or those kind of states? Okay, element to be clickable, and so it's a clickable state. Like wherever what I mean is like I can click on the web element. So it could be a text, and it turns out to be a web. It's similar to what you do, like when you submit your forms, your continue button is disabled. Okay, until you wait until your continue button is I'm sorry, continue button is enabled and clickable. Okay, even it's displayed, it's visible. So it is just that it is not activated. The activation would be done only when it's clickable. So you go and verify the element is clickable or not. Okay, so again, this is a very element to be clickable is a very good expected conditions you can use for. You can go with locators by, or you can go with web element as well. Pardon me, guys. I'm just drinking some water. Thank you. Okay, so again, you can do with various ways. Frames to be. You can go switch to frames, verify the frames loaded or not. Okay, you can go with JavaScript. You can go with number of elements to be less. So basically, it's like you're finding elements and finding out the number of elements to be present. Okay, presence of a nested element. When I say nested element, like when you work with tables, a table gets populated, so you're expecting more than say nested or TD elements to be present. Text matches, text to be present in element. Okay, this is what I have used in this case. Okay, so there are different ways you can actually do this WebDriver wait, and this is much better, and this is within the context. So what is the difference which we are making comparing to what we were doing earlier was and like as I said, thread.sleep. When I say thread.sleep, basically I'm pausing the current context and moving out of the context. Okay, whereas when I'm using this WebDriver wait, I'm still in the context. I'm not moving out of the context. I'm still in the context. I'm trying to handle the web element, the wait through the context itself. That's the major difference which you're bringing in. So we are not going out of the context. So when you're actually handling your thread, multi-threading concepts, like when you're running your test parallelly, you'll go with 10, 15, 20, those kind of number of threads. What happens is thread.sleep. This current thread.sleep it have to be replaced. It has to be specified as this dot current thread dot sleep. If you're not doing that, the thread dot sleep can be implied to any other thread which is actually active. Okay, so there is a case for that as well. So that's where the multiple log system will come into picture. Okay, so can we execute this? And I would like you guys also to try this out. So let me execute it, and you guys can try it out. Launching my Chrome instance, maximizing it, landed on the page, clicked on the download size button. then my WebDriver wait takes over. Okay, you got it, guys. Yeah. So you got it, guys. So basically, you can actually get it, get these kind of percentages, percentiles, and then I'm waiting for it. So what I want you guys to do right now is basically, I hope your Eclipse are all up and running. You can get the before test, after test, and the basic driver instances from your earlier samples. Okay, I'm sure you must be having these samples with you guys. So you get the before test, after test in that, and you just write your upgrade test, which will be your current test. You land on the page, navigate to that particular page, get the element button, click, and then get the web element of your download percentile and start trying to do with respect to WebDriver wait. Okay. Any questions also now before you wanted to go ahead? You can unmute yourself
Suren,
and
Suren, sometimes like if we click on download button, it opens into a new tab and then start the downloading. How can we automate that? How can we come to know that whether the file has been downloaded or not? Like there is no progress bar or anything like that.
yeah, that is a good question. Okay, like Dikshit, we can handle it in two ways. One is basically you can wait. You can see, as you said, if there is any way of doing it with respect to the progress bar, we can go with the progress bar or changes in your application. That's the first way to go ahead. If it's not, there is no way that I can identify that. Then the second way is basically right now you're downloading a file. So you can basically you are set the download path before you're launching it. You can wait for the file to be downloaded. You can wait until the file is present. Whenever you're doing that, have a timeout to it. Okay. When I said timeout is basically say I'm trying to download it. Say after 15 or 20 seconds, it should basically time out, or 60 seconds should time out. So that's the difference which we are trying to make. Okay. So if we are trying to poll every time and if the file is already present, then come out of the loop. Okay. That's where the loop comes into picture. Did you get my answer, Dikshit?
Partially, I'm not still confused a bit.
Do you have any examples so that we can do it right away?
We, I'm not sure. You can open. Just hold on. Let me check the website.
Okay. What about others, you guys have any questions you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, it's mhadvocates.ae.
Can you give me on Slack?
Actually, right now I'm using my phone, so I was not on my laptop, so that's why I'm not
Okay.
able to. Mh
Yeah.
advocates
Okay.
dot ae.
Okay. Where do you have the download link?
There will be one download link in this homepage only, a download brochure. Just scroll down a bit. or check it in about the section. Yeah, here it is. Download brochure.
I didn't see it.
It
About
was
us?
there. No, no, it was there in last page only.
Okay.
There was an option of download e-brochure.
Yeah, yeah, got it. So in this case, what I would do is basically I would be knowing, like first and foremost, I would be knowing that, uh, yeah, this is browser.pdf. Okay, right. And, hmm. You can use a file system, okay, and wait for that particular file to be downloaded completely, okay, and then you can actually verify the value. Let's give it a shot. So we will go to that particular site and we will just go and dot by element by link text, or yeah, that will be fine.
And Suren, one more thing. What is the difference between driver.get to particular URL or and driver.navigate to? Is
Okay,
there
actually,
any
this is yeah, we did handle this in the last class, but so basically, like that, basically get is a method, okay, which actually goes and retrieves a URL within the website. You have to start with navigate.to. Okay, there are two different ways. One is your hyperlinks between it. You want to go to one hyperlink to the other hyperlink, or you want to launch the application, start with the web page. Both of them is doing the same stuff, but there is a slight differentiation with that. Okay, when you say get, when it is talking in terms of internal sites, when you say navigate.to, it becomes your the web application launching. Okay, but I think you can also use get driver.get, and then you can download it. You can load your application as well. It's nothing wrong in it, but it is just that the right procedure, that the right intention of going towards this .navigate.to.
okay?
It's like like you're trying to get pages within your hyperlinks, right? You get the hyperlink and you say driver.get. Okay, that was the intention behind people created the API get. In other layman terms, I can say that's for the API stuff, and this is for your WebDriver stuff. That is the layman stuff.
Okay, Surin.
So we got it. We're going to click on it. So it's going to start downloading, right? So here only we're going to use the file system. Okay. File, download file. Okay. Java.io. Yes. Now you can use your looping structure inside it. Okay. Now I know my file is going to be there. Just you have, this is my location of my file. Okay. While sorry, I'm sorry. Download dot Am I right in writing this? Assert as well as break. Anybody wants to answer? I've gone with assert, I've gone with break. Is it right? Break will break this loop. I had done this purposefully actually. So can anybody tell me if my assert is failed, right? Will my break statement will run or not?
I guess it will run.
Okay. Anybody else different opinion? Hmm. Okay. Roshan says no, it won't run. Deepak says yes. Okay. And Anil also says yes. Guys, what's the difference between assert and a verify? What is the difference between an assertion and a verification? Have you tried verify earlier? let's go to our Selenium IDE stuff. What we did, there is something called assert, there was something called verify. Question says assert will stop if failed, but verification will just but will continue. If we go with what Roshan says, if assertion is going to stop it, then my break statement is not going to run. Agreed? Which she's also saying, no, it won't run. Now tell me who is right. Is she right? Nothing wrong to be wrong, guys. I mean, that's how you learn. So don't worry about it. So like, there's no point in going with the break statement. It's going to come out of the loop when I say assert.fail. It's going to break in the test itself. So leave over the loop. When I say assert.fail, the test is going to fail, and it's going to come out of the loop in wherever situation it is. So that is the reason why there's no point in going with break. If you're going with break, put a flag to it. Okay, say like it will be like this. If you're going with break, you can actually do okay, and then you can actually go and do an assertion here saying that if flag equal to 1, and say assert.fail, the download has been timed out. Getting it, guys?
Yes, Suren.
Okay, let's give it a shot. It's going to load some more time because it's too heavy CSS basically used in the application, so it's going to take some time for loading. So whenever your CSS is higher, okay, your web application page speed time is going to be more, which eventually be your download time is going to increase, which also means whenever you're going with WebDriver always starts with a zero cache. Okay, so when I say zero cache is like there is no cached element, there's nothing in your cookie, and it all starts fresh. So it's going to take some time for you to load the complete CSS right from the start. So you whenever you face such kind of an issue, go and tell your respective developers saying that hey, you know what, your content is too heavy. It's going to take for a fresh user, it's going to take a lot of time, and he's not going to wait for you for a lot of time. Okay. Oh, it's not done. Click. Okay, that's interesting. Was not able to find the link text. Yep. Let's go with the other way. If link text is not working for us, try out. Yes, this makes sense. change my locator. I'm just going to validate it with the change locator. It says the download as timeout because the counter just got over. Okay, so then the download file is not exist as well. So you have to increase the time here, and then you can make it 50,000 something. You will be able to get the download link. So okay, considering the time, but again, this is the answer for you. You have to just say 50,000 and you're done. You should be able to get that particular. I'm sorry. You should be able to get that particular download file within that. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Does it answer your question now?
Yes, Suren, but I don't think so. It will work because actually you have already downloaded this brochure.pdf. So I don't think so. It should give the error just because of that. Because in this path, that downloaded file was already there.
I
The
deleted it.
brochure.pdf. Okay, you
I
deleted it.
deleted it.
So
Yeah,
can we do can we check? You just download the brochure.pdf and we can check whether it's working or not. It,
it
it's
won't
just
go
I'm
inside this. It will. Okay, fine. Now let me download it. What happens is like it won't even it says download exists is true, right? Only if it is not true, it's going to go inside. So if it is true, it's going to come out and say successful message.
mhm.
You're getting it?
Yes,
If it is
yes,
already
Suren.
present, if it's already present, you're given a not. So only when the download file is not present, then only it will basically go and run. In fact, yeah. If the download file is not present, then only it's going to go inside. If it's already present, it'll just keep on going in, and then it'll just complete the script within few seconds because the file already exists. So it won't go inside the while loop at all.
Okay, Suren.
Okay. You can give it a shot. Okay. If you're not able to, let me know. You can ping me separately or you can mail me separately.
Oh,
Okay.
sure, Suren. Okay.
Yeah. With interest of time, guys, we will do one thing. I want you to guys try out not this one, at least the one which we saw earlier from the bootstrap stuff. Okay. Uh, yeah, this one. So, you guys have already tried this one out, or you guys are you want to try it out, or you just need a 5 minutes break, and then we can reach back with tables and exceptions. How do you want to go about it? You guys want to try this out? I can ping you the URL in Slack and stuff. You guys can give it a shot. Okay, go to this, click on the download button, ensure the display text is 100%. Okay. Okay, give it a shot, and you can take another 5 minutes there and here and there, and we should be able to do that. So okay, we'll reach back again at 9 o'clock. Give this a shot and let me know if you're facing any issues. Okay.
And
Given you
Surin,
both.
one question.
Yes, Dikshit.
Sorry, it's not related to our topic, today's topic. Actually,
Uh-huh.
I gave one interview, and there the interviewer asked me the question like there is a bug which is not coming again and again. It's one time the tester saw that particular bug just one time.
Uh-huh.
So how you will be explaining that bug to the developer? So there is there is I am not able to, the testing team is not able to find that bug again with the same steps the bug was earlier found. So
Uh-huh.
how to handle that particular scenario? I told the interviewer that we can share the log files with him, but he
Uh-huh.
told me that with log files you will not be able to come and know what the bug is related to. So I was not able to give the answer to him. So
He was trying
how
to
to
corner you, isn't it? He was trying to corner you. Yeah, actually, Dikshit, again, I see multiple ways. Log answer was good. Frankly speaking, you can find out through logs. If not, we can do two ways. Okay, one is recording your Selenium script. As a recording is you can play back your the Selenium script. Okay, using your recorder. Okay, using your video recorder of Google, you can actually do that. Else, you can go with a screenshot. Whenever you find that error, in your automation script, you can go and get the screenshot of that particular page, so that, and then you can replicate that. Okay, there are two ways. If I were you, I would go with the recording, because developers never trust the screenshots. So, and they say, it's just one time stuff. So it's better to go with the recording option. That's how I feel.
okay, Suren.
Okay, guys. I think I'll get back to you guys at another 6 minutes from now. You give a shot, and then what we will do is we will, if anybody is facing any issues, we will look into that. If not, we will go ahead with handling web tables, dynamic elements, and exception handling, and we should be fine. Okay. Get back to you in another 5 minutes. See you. Okay, okay, guys, where are we? So did you guys try it out? Any questions? I see somebody speaking, but there's a lot of noise there, guys. Okay, can you guys go on mute? Yeah, thank you. Okay, Kumar has a question. Another Kumar has a question. I think what's the difference between a WebDriver wait and a Fluent wait? Um, I would say there's no difference as such. It's just that the way of implementing is different. Okay, Fluent wait is another type of wait. Okay, WebDriver wait is its own WebDriver's wait, Selenium WebDriver wait. Okay, Fluent wait is basically an extension of WebDriver wait. So it just gives you more option in terms of polling, in terms of when I say polling and all those things is basically to reduce your time. Okay, when now what you saw right now was like they're giving a timeout. Okay, you have to wait for this much of time. Okay, but if the polling mechanism will actually help you to go and frequently hit that particular the expected condition and ensure that like if within the time frame, if you're able to get that, you can quit out from there. So it's something like what you do with your looping and with your criteria, like similar to what we did there. If the context, every context, we're going to check whether it's going to be it's true or not. If it's true, come out of it. If not true, then give a statement. So those kind of additional capabilities which Fluent Wait has, it's nothing more than that actually. So both the things does the same. There's no difference as such. It is just the capabilities are built different. That's it. Does it answer your question, Kumar? Any question, guys? Any other question? Anybody wants to go? Okay, first of all, you guys tried it out. It was working for you. So somebody is talking, but I'm not able to see who's talking. Okay, I'll take an S. Guys, can you just go on mute? Thank you very much. Okay, I'm taking it as in you all had run it and it was successful. Hoping it's successful now, and now we'll move ahead. We have 3 more topics basically. One is dynamic web tables. The other one is uh, your dynamic elements, your web tables, and the last one is your exception handling. So we'll wind up with that, and this is our last session for this particular batch. Um, you can very well welcome to throw your feedback on these things. We will be going with Java version as well as the framework development from 27th onwards. So I hope, I think that will be taken by Chatur and Vikas, those 2 people who will be taking the Java uh, and uh, and the framework creation. So yeah, so you can, if you have any, if you want to have more details, you can contact Anthony. He's the right person to, he's the right contact for you guys. So we also have a, I just told Anthony that we can have uh, one hour session, which will be just to clarify your doubts. Just wanted to ensure that, like, if you are facing any issues, so have your list ready. You'll have another, starting tomorrow, you'll have almost 4 days. Okay, we'll have it on Thursday. I'll ask Anthony to send you guys the invite. Okay, so we will have we'll have a 1 hour session where we will be going through your questions, your issue which you are facing on the Selenium basics which we have covered. Okay, is it fine, guys? Shall we move ahead?
Yes, Suren.
Okay. Okay, now let's try to handle some tables. Okay, so whenever you're going to handle tables, like the first thing I wanted to tell you is try to use following sibling and preceding sibling as much as possible. Okay, it's going to help you out. So what we are going to do is we are going to do a table filter. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, so what happens is you have a table here. Let's go and verify that. I'm going to do it right away, right in front of you guys. So it's going to be right. Yeah. So we have this H4. It's inside a TD. Okay. This is going to be inside a TD. There is no specification as such. Okay. And then you have another TD which actually has a checkbox. So with respect to your content here, we are going to click on the checkbox. You guys understood? So what we're going to see is we're going to verify this particular table or this particular content is so and so. Then click on that. For example, let's see whether you're able to get this green option there. Yeah, we're able to get the green option. So whenever the table, the row has green, then I have to go to the first and click on the TD. Okay. Now before me going to it, okay, before me going to this, anybody has any thought process on how to handle this, or anybody have already faced this issue? How to handle this? Don't worry if you feel that, don't feel shy to basically express yourself. Go ahead, Dikshin.
We will be handling this using the loops, for loops and all. Maybe I have actually, I have been asked this question in the interview. So in that, there are 2 columns.
and in the second column the text is same in all that particular cells, and we have no, the text is different, so we have to click the first column link related to that particular uh, text in the second column. There was one scenario like this. So I think
Hmm.
the same scenario is here. Like we will be clicking the checkbox where the green is written in the second column.
Right. Okay. Okay. Let's see that. Okay. First and foremost, we have to find out, what are the things exactly present. So this TD basically contains your complete value in terms of your green and etc. Okay, in this case it's a little bit different. I think we can go in the most easier way rather than going with each and every cell. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because the green value, the value of green, everything remains constant. The only thing which actually changes is your color, right? If you just go and see this 4 columns or 5 columns, the only thing which is actually changing is your color, green, orange, red. Okay. If I wanted to go and find out all the greens and I have to click on the checkbox, we can do it in a much simpler way. Okay, let's see how to do that. Let me just go and start saying that. Let me new class. I think you guys can parallelly try doing this. Okay, we will do it together this time. Okay, a little bit different stuff. Let's try to do it together. Okay, let's say web table example. Okay. Okay. Before test, at the test, I am going to take all those things from here. So it's going to be same. So I'm not going to change anything. Why I'm doing that is basically it can run independently. Okay. And it will be easy for you guys if you want to run independently. I'm not so sure like how you guys would be doing it. So that's the reason I'm doing that. Okay. We will see how to write a framework in that time, how to actually use these before test, after test, the annotations, and where to use it. What is a base test? What is inheritance concept? How can we use inheritance here? All those things would be covered, in the following sessions. In the next batch, like in the Java and framework development batch. Okay, you have test web tables. Okay, test web tables. Yeah. Now, of course, I have to go navigate this particular location. So I say driver dot navigate to. Yeah, we have ended up, and now we have to first validate whether the particular web table is present or not. So let's go and ensure the table is present. The table says there's only one table here. So inside the table container, there's a table. So let me go to that. Div, let's say if driver dot find element by path and say if class table container inside that table, right, is displayed. If it's displayed, then you go ahead. Now what is the criteria? The criteria is basically to go ahead, select all the green what do you say, green smileys or the green specifications. Okay, you have to select those green specifications. Okay? Now let's try to find out, get all the rows. Rows. Driver dot find element. Is it right or find element or find elements? It should be find elements because we are giving a list there. Okay. Div class. This is a absolute method. There is another way we can do because there is only one table here. I can easily go with by.tag name and say yeah. As I should say, we will go with the for loop where we will say web element row and then groups. Right? So now we're going to go each and every row now. Okay. In this case, as I said, everything comes under one inside one div itself. Like once one TD itself, it's going to be very easy for us. So what I'm going to do is like if it contains a word green, then it is going to be green. So let's make it very simple. So row dot get text dot contains green right. So this row has green. Okay. Now I have to click on this checkbox. Okay. Let's say it's going to be inside the TD. So inside the TR. So right now we are inside this. Okay. This contains the green. So we are inside this TR. Okay. This is the first TD. Inside that you have a label checkbox. There's an input ID checkbox as well. Okay. So now we have to find the checkbox out of it. Okay. What I checked was like, is there any checkbox ID? The checkbox ID, there was a checkbox ID which was actually incrementing with respect to TR. So if our TR gives any attribute with respect to that numbering, so just say like 1, 2, 3, if there's any sequence, then you can actually get that sequence and go and click on that particular ID. It'll be much easier. That's the best way to do it. In this case, again, you don't have any TR, so there's no attribute or there's no specification that like this is the number, whereas they have given the number here. I'm sorry, given the number here for the checkbox. Okay. So now I'm going to say row dot find element by path td slash div slash input. Okay. Dot you can see here there is something called checked. Okay. input type checkbox, there is a check. Whereas here in this case there is no attribute called checked. Okay, so let's try to take the attribute. Put this into a web element. So right now what I'm done is basically, I'm not so sure whether that particular get attribute is going to, if it is not present, is there any exception which is going to throw to me. So what I did is like I tried to catch the exception. So this is how you do a inside a try catch exception. It need not be that inside each and every class or each and every method you need to have a try catch exception. Even for a single statement you can get an exception. So what you have to do is you have to handle the exception. First of all, I caught the exception. Okay, we got the exception. Okay, we got the exception, and then we are saying e dot get message, just in case if I wanted to know, like right now I'm printing those things to ensure that if I'm getting any messages, just let me know. So right now I'm not doing any click or question. What I'm doing right now is if you find anything in green, right? So you find anything in green, and then if you get this, try to get this attribute, okay, and if it's not, it's going to throw me an error, then have caught it. Okay, so this is the first approach I'm making. Okay, because I'm not so sure like if the get attribute is going to turn me null or what it is going to give me if the value is not checked. Okay, so what happened? Okay. Yeah, let's. Yeah, was not able. It's not able to find out something. Let's say. Oh. 4. Okay guys, do you see this? There are two greens, one is true, one is null. Okay, this one gave me a null box, null value, and this one gave me a true value. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, so we know there is a null point exception is going to come, right? It's going to give me a null point exception, and I'm trying to do something on that. So whenever this get attribute is going to give me null, so just change this, saying if my checkbox dot get attribute is null or is empty or it's equal to null. Okay, then you go and perform checkbox dot click. Okay, so if it is null, click on it. If not, don't worry about it. That's what I'm saying to it. Okay, so now what happens is like this will also be clicked and this will also be clicked. Okay, yeah, and when I say green here, there's a button here, button with the type with the text actually as green. When I click on this, I get the filter. Okay, and then that both the things should have green. So that is my assertion value. Okay, and both has to be checked and both has to be green. This is my assertion value. Okay, so now let me go in. Now having handled this, now what I have to do is I have to go and say green, click on the button green, right, to find element by xpath, say button at the rate, so not at the rate, contains text as green. So if it contains a text as green, dot click, sorry, dot click. So do a click operation there and now get the table. Again get the table. Okay, try catch as well. Not required. So what I'm expecting is assert or assert true checkbox get attribute checked. Equals true. Okay. Guys, we are ready. So what about, you guys understood? Any questions as of now? Can we just execute it? Anything on Slack? No, I didn't say anything on Slack. Can you explain one more time, please? Sure, definitely. Uh, okay, so now okay. So now what we are trying to do is we went ahead and opened this. Wherever we found green, we are going to that particular TD and then clicking on the checkbox. Okay. Before clicking on checkbox, like for example here, in this case, the green is already been checked. Okay. So what we are trying to do is, you went ahead, got the table, ensured that we got all the rows. Whenever the row has a text green, then we go and get the text checkbox. Yes, when if this row contains green, so it will go and take the checkbox. Okay. In the checkbox, we went and said if the get attribute value checked is equal to null, that is there is no value to it, then go and click on it. Okay. So it is not checked, then I'm going to click on it. If it is already checked, it's going to be true, right? So I'm ignoring that. Okay, that is the condition of this if. Okay, you understood this part? Great. Now to validate whatever we did was right, we go and this is the filter. Okay, this one is a filter. So we go and click on this button. This will filter my green button. It's going to filter my table. So I'm going to get only green. So whenever I see green here, what I'm saying is go and get the table again. Okay, ensure that it contains green. Okay, if it is, then I'm saying and then asking it like if it is checkbox, ensure that the checkbox whatever it is set to be true. It should be true, right? We're going and checking the attribute again. We're expecting it to be true. So wherever we found green, we clicked on it. That's the intention, and then we are actually verifying this. It's being clicked. Even for additional verification, if we are finding anything apart from green, okay, if you are finding if it is not containing green, then it's an error because we have filtered it with respect to the green, right? So, and I can say that asset.fail saw filtering not working properly because I'm expecting green to be present. I don't want anything to be present. Okay. If it is not, if I'm finding it, yeah. Okay. Everybody understood, guys? All of you got it? Shall we go and execute it? I'll take this as an S. Started it. It's loading. It is okay. Got an error. You got a null point exception. Which means it is not right. There is one thing which is not clicked properly. We got this as null. If you see the difference between the first one, the second one, here we have handled it. Whereas here in this case we have not handled it, and that's the reason why you're getting an error. I mean, that's why the null point exception is getting thrown. If you're handling it, it will not throw you that error. Okay. Now let's see. So it says one thing is not checked, so that it's not equal to true. So it is given us a null point exception here. Now let's debug this. Let me put a debug here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to debug the test, see what's exactly the problem. Is it, why is it not getting clicked, or everything is got clicked or not? Hmm. No, it does not clicked. It's just not going here. Other than we will receive the click. You can see here, actually we handle this error, that's why it is not going. So what it says is element input checkbox ID is not clickable at this point. Other element would, so it will go to the, it's going to the label and trying to click on that. So that is the reason why it is not clicked, and that is the reason why it is shown as an error. Let's well get that. How to resolve this, guys? It's not accepting our click, despite it being, it's going as a null point. It's not saying that, it's giving us an error saying that it's not clickable here. So this is an exception which we got, not clickable exception. Okay. And now let's go to our Selenium ID. That's what I said. Selenium ID is going to be useful for you, irrespective you are working on WebDriver. People struggle here. This is my way of doing things. Okay, it's basically what I do is I just go and ensure that if I'm facing some issues like this, I'll go and validate once with, yeah. So now it's going to checkbox and then clicking on it, which means the input box is accepting click. But with ID it was working, it is working fine. So it's pretty simple. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say if it's null, then do one thing. If it is equal to null, then go here, it says string ID equal to checkbox.get attribute ID. say I'm doing a sysort for you guys. Say ID equal to, I'm expecting to be uh, the checkbox 1, checkbox 2, and all those things. Now I'm going to say driver dot find element by ID, and then give that ID dot click. Okay. Why am I doing this? Is basically this. Like when as I'm saving this in a web element, okay, it could be the web element could become stale. Okay, there's something called stale web element. What happens is it's on your DOM load when you're trying to perform an action. Like if once an action is performed, when you go back to the previous web element, it becomes a stale web element. Okay, so to avoid that, you have to every time find the web element again. Okay, so this comes in very handy when you're trying to do with @find by. So you reinitialize those web elements so that you can get those web elements live back again. Okay, let's try out this way. If it's still going to that, then we will see how what happens. Okay. No. Okay, it's because of the Chrome getting this issue. Because even if I want to show you guys, element not clickable at point Selenium WebDriver exception is a common practice in Chrome, whereas it won't work in it will not have any issues with the Firefox. So to resolve that, what we have to do is, yeah, we have gone to the maximize, still not working. Your solution is basically driver.find element, get the element, and then with the actions class, okay, we'll get more to it, okay. He's saying let's try to do the same with action class. So we know the web element. So we got checkbox 1, so this is right. Element X checkbox. Build dot. Let's try it out. Yes, it's working. We did click. So the actions API worked for us, right? So whenever you're facing the not clickable exception, despite the event being there, we have to validate that. Okay. Now this one is giving an error saying that it is not with green. So let's give it a shot. So now let's debug from here. So we have both the click operations. Now we want to say find element, button contains text, click on green. So let's try to F6. It worked. Now F6 again. TR, okay. Hmm.
Suren, how to check this
Yeah.
like this step by step? How to debug this? Actually, I didn't know this. How to do that?
Which one?
Uh,
This is just,
by step by step,
it's just,
we are.
it is pretty simpler. You just go and right click here. You'll get a, you can put a toggle point, okay? And then when you're running it, you can say run debug as. That's it.
Okay, okay. I didn't know this.
Right now, the problem is what's happening is we are getting everything, right? We are getting even the undisplayed stuff as well. So we can say, okay, that is the problem. So what we do is we will have a watch over it. Okay. So whenever I'm going to get this, I'm going to have a watch. So let's see what happens. So this is another way of debugging. Okay. So I'll remove the earlier one because we know this getting checked, and we also know the table is getting loaded. So probably what we'll do is put, yeah, the table is also getting loaded properly. So the only problem is here, right? So I've kept a watch as well to get to know, or I'll also add one more stuff. If row dot is displayed, okay, and or is visible कर लेते हैं. We can do it as is visible. Let's try to do it is visible. Okay, cool. So let's go and say F6 is for the next step, F8 for the next breakpoint, F5 for basically getting inside to the function. These are some tactics basically you get. So this is working fine for us. So let's say, yep, is enabled. Yes, it is enabled. So now we go ahead and get it. Second one, enable. Hmm. What they should have done is basically they should have set display equal to none. That is how they should have identified. Let's find it out. So this one is getting selected, which is right. There are so many other TRs as well. You can see here. Okay, guys, this is the issue. As I told you, display should be none. That's the reason why it is getting enabled and still it is showing. So the case is, okay, so what happens is like they are not removing it from the norm. What they are doing is they are hiding it from the norm. The filter is being done such a way that if it is not green, then you say display equal to none. So what happens as in Selenium web element, like it just goes and verifies whether it's enabled and displayed. It is enabled and displayed. It is just that the style has been changed to none. So visually you won't be able to see it. So that's where like this else part is not going to come out for us. Okay. Or we can just rephrase it. If it's else, then find out, like if row dot get attribute, right? Get attribute. Okay, they have put it inside. Right. Get attribute style display equal to none. So this should be style, okay, dot equals. Yeah. If it is not there, then you say it's failed. Filtering is not working properly. You guys understood why I have gone with this kind of an approach? We have to find out the filtering is working fine or not. And we also find out the check is working fine. The check working is perfectly fine. What's happening is, instead of removing these, see, let me just go back. So in what they have done is, instead of, yeah, so right now this is the scenario. So there are other rows as well, right? So when you press on green, they, instead of removing these rows and showcasing, reloading the table, to make it faster, what they have done is they had set display equal to none. This is from the development team side, okay? Nothing wrong in doing that. Still the F element is loaded, okay? As it's already been preloaded, they have set display equal to none. So it is much faster. So you need not reload the DOM, okay, from their perspective. So what we have to do, we have to be smart enough to handle that. What we are saying is, now get it green and you verify the checkbox. If it is not green, go and verify the style attribute is equal to display equal to none. If it is display is none, then it's right. If it's not none, then the filtering is not working properly. You guys got it? Shall we run it and see once?
Suren, one doubt.
Yeah, please.
Actually, you said this is a bug. It is we can raise this as a bug in, I mean, these kind of scenarios.
No, it's not. It is not. It's totally not. You know why I'm saying it is not? Because it is totally valid from their perspective. You know what they are doing is correct. Is nothing wrong in it. Because from an end user perspective, you're still seeing the filtered one, right?
Yeah.
And it reduces your time for loading your table. You're getting it?
Yeah,
It's
correct.
reducing your time. It's not. No, so from the development side, it's a very good practice to do it as well. But we, being automation testers, needs to be careful enough to handle these things. So if I am not put this particular the style attribute verification, okay, even if there is a row coming up, even if there is a row coming up, it will be true. Your test case will pass.
Okay.
Okay, which is not right from our part. So if the filtering really falters, still our test case would be successful because we are going against the green.
Okay.
So we have to verify with respect to that. So I have worked a little bit on the HTML development, so I understand a little bit on from their side as well. So that's the reason I'm able to point out like what they are doing is right. Okay. So if you're not convinced with these answers, right, which you're getting or which what they have done, go and consult with them. You just go and talk to them. What is the purpose of them doing this? Why can't they remove the row, or why can't they hide the row? Okay, the hiding aspect is done in two different ways. Hiding is like display equal none is still loaded, but still you're not showcasing to the end user. Okay, but the hiding is basically on the DOM itself. You won't see the TR. Getting it?
Okay.
So I think we got a very good scenario to basically explain the looping concepts. We also saw how the dynamic table would be. Do you have any questions in this, guys? Anybody has written anything on Slack or something? No questions, guys? Are you all clear with this? That makes complete sense, Deepak. I think you should try once. I think you know the URLs. I'll send it again to you on Slack and on the GTM. So give it a shot. It makes complete sense. I think this is a good example as well to have. And what I will do is I will for you guys, for your reference of you guys, what I will do is I will just put all these things inside the Selenium workshop GitHub URL. Okay. So what happens is like when you guys are trying to redo these things, when you get stuck up, you can refer those examples and then you can give it a shot. All are fine with that? Cool. Great. Okay. I think I am done with whatever I thought of doing it to you guys. Okay. So I know that we have people here. Okay. Now with the respective topics which you are seeing right now, this was the agenda which was set to you guys before we started. If you think, or if you guys feel that if I wanted to, if you guys want me to explain, or if I missed out anything out of the topic which you're seeing right now on your screen, do let me know. We can sync up. If not, we can wind up.
Suren, can you please automate one scenario in which you get the text of tooltip? Actually, I tried a lot, but I was not getting the text of that tooltip. So can you create one test case and get that text?
Dikshit, actually, sorry to turn down this for you because I don't mind doing it. The problem is like we have kept the tooltip and other stuff in the advanced level. I understand you have been working on Selenium.
Okay.
All the people are like there are a mixture of people here who have started fresh, who have just understood a little bit on Web Selenium. So we have a mixture here. So I don't think it's the right thing to bombard them with a lot of stuff. For few people it's already bombarded, for few people it will be less. So we'll have a variety of people like this going ahead. Like we have to just sorry for that picture. But I think personally, if you want it, definitely you can contact me. I can reply to you.
Okay, Suren, no issues.
Guys, this is a chance for you guys. Let me know if you want me to. Even if I've covered, that's fine. If you want me to speak on something on all of these topics, let me know.
Swain, I have tried different ways of refresh actually. Just I given that
Refresh.
refresh web page
Okay.
refresh. I tried
Okay.
that. I have tried navigate.get current URL like I given as parameter. Like when I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
that, like it was taking more time actually. When I'm used keyboard refresh, it was doing in fraction of seconds. Like, but if I'm doing with, I'm getting that current URL as the input. Navigate to webdriver.navigate to get current URL. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing that, like it was taking more time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm including both the refresh actually, refresh as well as get current URL. So it will navigate to the same URL one more time and it will get refreshed. I tried that way also. If I'm doing that way, it was taking more time. Um,
Okay. So what is your question?
yeah, like
Which one?
yeah, yeah.
I think
Actually, that. Mhm.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, if I'm using it was I feel like more difficulty. But if I'm using alone, like driver.navigate to that current URL, then it was going. I mean faster. When I'm trying to include the both the refreshes in the same script, it was taking more time.
Okay, actually it depends on your application also, Anil. Like certain application goes with like, see, when you go with get, right, the cookie session has not been disturbed. When you go with navigate, basically it's much, like the cookie session is maintained, and you can handle cookies as well. We will see all these things in the advanced Selenium stuff. How do you handle cookies, even if you're refreshing, how we can make it much faster, because what happens, your session and your cookie variables are more important when you start going and trying to do it, like loading the page again, right? I hope you agree with me.
Yeah.
So handling those cookies and handling those session variables becomes more important. So what we will do is, like, we will see how we can partially refresh. To answer your question in terms of which is a better way, I would go with navigate, because navigate is much faster. And if you're inside the application, you're trying to refresh it, corresponding with that, go with get. Most of the times get works for me perfect.
Okay. And one more thing, like what your scripts today you have written, can you share the script as a like a document? So.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. That's what I said. Like all these things. In fact, right from the start to the end, whatever the examples we had tried it out, even including Dixit's real-time example, which we tried it out, I'll put this inside the Selenium workshop folder. Okay, guys can.
Okay.
I hope you guys have the URL available with you. You can go and download it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, and one, in my previous example that you said for that loading part, like previous example,
Please.
what we did. Yeah. If I'm using wait, it was throwing like an error, like wait cannot be resolved. If I'm using the wait, if I mean try to import that the wait package, again it was showing like
This one?
wait. In that last script we have used wait, right? Wait until expected condition text to be present.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, if I'm using the wait, like it was showing wait is unresolved. So if I'm trying to include that Selenium org support UI wait, if I'm importing that package, then it was showing it cannot be a static reference to a non-static method until function may type wait.
No, but I don't understand why do you end up with that kind of an situation, because it's pretty simpler.
Yeah,
Uh,
even I've used like this is I will what you are given, like just I use that wait itself there. I'm
mm-hmm.
able to find that element and all. This is the one, like if I'm
You're able
using
to,
this, yeah,
have you used this particular import? Is this import statement available with you,
which one?
or is any other the one which is right now highlighted in the screen?
No, it is not there. I guess. Yeah, I need to do. Okay, but if I'm okay, I'll check that. Yeah.
You check that. I think it might be a little bit of change in the WebDriver weight. If you're using this particular import, I don't see any issues on it.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay. Okay, fine. I have few closing comments, like to you guys. First of all, thanks, and you are the first batch for us. So yeah, I'll be surely sharing at Deepak. You are all in the WhatsApp group, so probably once I've uploaded those things, I'll just message you guys, and you can take if possible, I'll message you the link as well there. You can take it from there. Okay. Um, yeah, it's for you guys. So yeah. So I just wanted to say this is the first time I'm doing it for Career Zoomers. So I've done it in the past. It's the first time for the Career Zoomers. So and you guys are the first batch for Career Zoomers. So uh, nice to have you. Thanks for the enrollment. Um, your feedbacks will be very much helpful for me. And for career zoomers as well. Like in terms of your coordination. I think this is the first time I'm taking an online session. I used to take a lot of physical people sitting in my class and in the rooms and live laptops. This is the first time I'm doing an online session, so that it was a different experience for me. So, throw in your feedback. You can directly tell me if you feel that you can give it to. You want to be anonymous, you can give it to Anthony. Like it's up to you. But given your feedbacks to make us much better or make me much better. I hope you guys like these sessions. Uh, and I specifically asked Anthony to arrange one session for a 1 hour session, which will be conducting on Thursday. It will be in the almost, I think the timings will be, I'll let you know. He will send you guys an invite. It will be mostly in the evening. We will just sync up for 1 hour. We will see how it goes. Like any questions, like if you're not able to get anything right now, you can ask me there. And whatever topics we discuss, we will be discussing again. If you wanted me to take a few short sessions also, I can take it up on that. So thanks again. Really appreciate your time and effort, and your patient listening for 2 hours. Yeah, thank you. If you have anything, you can share it with me right now, or we can wind up the session.
Thanks to you, Surin, as well. You did a great job, and thanks for the clarification and all. Uh,
Thanks, Shiksha. Yeah, I don't want to disturb your Saturday much. Thank you very much again for your attendance. Uh, we'll share this session. We'll be sharing your recorded session again. We have both the records. We have them both the records, and I'll give it to Anthony and then we'll share it with you guys. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to wind up saying that the advanced Selenium sessions will be happening. I'm right now preparing the preparing the curriculum for that, and we will be going through the Java and framework stuff to start off with. I think that will be taken by a few other folks like Chatur and Vikas. I think they are also starting with mobile as well. Uh, that thing that will be taken by Smita More. So yeah, so the plan is all. You can speak with Anthony personally for those things. Yeah, do happy automation. So I hope that you guys will start doing automation in your concern and grow well in terms of automation. Okay, all the best, guys. Thank you very much again.
Thanks a
I'm
lot.
closing the session. Thank you.